I gotta turn it on, and I gotta turn it up. 'Cause every time I do it, you know I'm guaranteed success. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS. Play it for me, Fuzz. You bad boy. Well, I'm floating, lost and lonely. I'm drifting in the dark. Will I ever find a harbor? I don't see it on the chart. With some saying no, but someone else is whispering yes, yes, yes. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, crystal clear and never muddy. She's my Watson, she's my Tano, never tardy, always pronto. She's my Sherpa, she's my guide, never runs and never hides. Truly awesome, she's the best, she's my personal GPS. My personal GPS. She's my personal GPS. Yes, she is. She's my personal GPS. Yes, yes.
The night is louder than it's been before. I hear it knocking on my walls and doors, saying soon enough, it's time to go. But these precious hours, I keep you close. Of all the nights in recent memory, there were so many you were far from me, and I just hurt my heart, keeping lonely time, wishing yours was there to echo mine. If the papers would all print old news, they'd say I'm still in love with you. Let the years go by, it remains the same. What we've got is gold, and what it's worth won't change. Well, I fear I turned you upside down when I tore you from your hometown, just to make you wait at home for me. Keep this fire alive tirelessly. But if your patience ever reached an end, tell me, baby, what would I do then? Say that it's alright to ease my mind, though you told me so 1,000 times. If the papers would all print old news, they'd say I'm still in love with you. Let the years go by, it remains the same. What we've got is gold, and what it's worth faces seem to come and go, but yours, my love, will never fade. If the papers would all print old news, they'd say I'm still in love with you. Let the years go by, it remains the same. What we've got is gold, and what it's worth won't change, won't change.
If life is a comedy, the part that we play is never as clear as it could be. Or maybe a drama, who is to say? But it always turns out as it should be. And if I am a player who's played his part well and did it with humor and grace, when I die, give me a standing ovation, a celebration for a job well done. No need to cry, it's not my final destination. I'll be at the station when the train comes by. You write your own story as the pages unfold, but you're never quite sure of the ending. Maybe it's destiny, maybe it's choice, maybe we're all just pretending. In the tale of a lifetime, if it all comes around and you only receive what you're sending, when I die, give me a standing ovation, a celebration for a job well done. No need to cry, it's not my final destination. I'll be at the station when the train comes by. Some have it easy, some have it all. Some work so hard for so little. We sink to the bottom and we rise to the top, but mostly wind up in the middle. The more we are different, the more we're the same. I'm just one more who's worked through the riddle. And when I die, give me a standing ovation, a celebration for a job well done. No need to cry, it's not my final destination. I'll be at the station when the train comes by. When I die, give me a standing ovation, a celebration for a job well done. No need to cry, it's not my final destination. I'll be at the station when the train comes by.
Good evening, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Welcome.
Welcome back to another episode of Inside Live with Alice Howe.
And I'm Freebo, and we've got a wonderful guest for you tonight. An old buddy of mine, very talented human being, great human being, interesting human being, TOM PRASADA-RAO. I think you really enjoy him.
Yes, we can't wait to welcome him on. And as usual, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, we welcome you, and please say hi to us in the chat. And if you're listening on the radio, you are listening to WPVM LP 103.7 on the dial and globally at WPVMFM.org. They are in Asheville, North Carolina.
One of our favorite places.
Yes.
For sure.
One of our favorite stations, and we're so grateful that you guys have been supporting Inside Live. And if you're listening on the radio, just know that you can always find the shows after the fact. They're all archived on both of our Facebook pages. Look up Alice Howe or Freebo, and you can find us on YouTube as well. So before we welcome Tom, I think, as usual, we'll
play a song.
Start us off with a song. Shade and the sunlight gather in pools. There are trees to the right, twisted and wild. To my left is the sea, like a glimmering eye. Well, I'm not the first one, and I won't be the last, who's come to this crossroads and breezed on past with my destination, my only concern. One foot on the gas as the yellow light turns. And there's nothing like being alone at twilight. The ocean at night, approaching high tide, held aloft on the waves of my pride. I'm better off walking alone at twilight. My lover is steady, and he tells me be still and take a deep breath. He's just hoping I will, but my mind keeps on racing till I'm far out of sight at the end of on the threshold of night. And there's nothing like being alone at twilight. The ocean and I approaching high tide, held aloft on the waves of my pride. I'm better off walking alone at twilight. Well, the sun's gone down and the twilight is past. That magic hour, it never lasts. It's a long strand of pearls, one that I'll never own. I seek are the smallest of stones. So I work till I'm tired, then I lay down to rest, and that takes just a bit of this weight off my chest. But the years stretch before me, I admit that it's true. This restless pursuit is what I'm called to do. And there's nothing like being alone at twilight. The ocean and I approaching high tide, held aloft on the waves of my pride. twilight. Thank you. That one always feels good.
Music. Music. Soothing.
Well, I can't wait to chat with and share music with our friend Tom Prasada-RAO. Tom,
We don't have to wait at all.
Would you join us?
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey.
We're great. How you doing?
What an amazing song! Wow, I've never
Oh,
heard that one before.
thank you very
Thank you.
much. That was the opening cut on my record that Freebo produced for me that came out a couple years ago, and I had started writing it and brought it to Freebo, and we finished it up together, and we've done a lot of co-writing since then. So
It was our first co-write.
yeah,
That was your first one.
it was. You know,
Many
you do a lot of co-writing, don't you?
I do a ton of
Yeah.
co-writing. I love it.
Yeah. It brings out another side to me for sure. It's always nice to get someone else's ears on something. You
You
can
end up
get
writing something you would never write on your own.
Absolutely.
yeah, so true. How are you doing in Maryland over there?
Doing okay. I'm just getting ready for the cicadas to start popping everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Is this the 17th year?
This is the 17th year.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
In fact, I started writing a song in my head about going back 17 years, going back 17 years,
Ooh.
and then ahead 17 years.
Oh.
Oh, whoa, I like that.
Every cicada.
Yeah, millions of them,
You
billions.
must have a lot of energy stored up.
I know. Imagine being underground for 17 years.
Well, to them, it's probably maybe like dog years, but cicada years, I mean, probably doesn't feel that way to them.
Really, you're right.
Hey, Tom, would you start us off with a song before
Why,
we
sure,
get into some chatting?
This
We'd
is
love that.
this is an old one now, about 10 years old. It's called Out of the Darkness, and took out my old trusty violin, put some octave strings on it, and here we go. One of these mornings, Lord, I swear, I wake up already there, out of the darkness, into the light. It's how I feel when all is wrong, even though I don't belong. Out of the darkness, into the light. Out of the darkness, coming out of the darkness. Wasn't really born to run. That's just where I'm coming from. Out of the darkness, into the light. So when I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep out of the darkness, into the light. Out of the darkness, Come in now, out of the darkness. I wanna live like there's nothing to forgive, no one to betray, nothing left to pay. Yeah, 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 yeah. One of these mornings, Lord, I swear, I'll wake up already there, out of the darkness, into the light, out of the darkness, into the light.
Yeah, Tom.
Beautiful.
Wow.
I just love what you did with the octave strings. That's so beautiful and creative, and I just never when that sound started coming out of that instrument, I was like, whoa. Love that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the same tuning as a mandolin. You're kind of playing it like the mandolin, but
I am,
the
yeah.
fact that you get the intonation so right on the money. That's not easy to do on a violin.
Yeah, it's a little hairy there. Every now and then I'll play a really, really out of tune chord and just call it jazz, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like with the fretless bass or fretless, you can always kind of slide and turn into something kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to that bridge and I was out of tune and I kept subtly trying to move my fingers without too obvious. Oh well.
It's a beautiful song. I mean, so many of your songs, I mean, have that. I mean, you're a spiritual guy, and you seem to get it in there, but never with any of the uncomfortableness that certain spiritual things can do. You say it in such a beautiful. What's the word I'm looking for? It's
universal.
It's a universal way,
gentle.
and it's something it very gentle, and everybody can relate to it.
Yeah.
And then you're so musical that just put these beautiful melodies. So it's what I love about your music, man. I mean, you're just. I mean, I'm totally in love with your music. I have been ever since I met you, and I think maybe it was in 2002. You're playing with the Sherpas, and I think it was in Jacksonville Folk Alliance. And then that I was there with Caroline Aiken. She convinced me to go to Folk Alliance.
Yeah.
Yep, that was my first one, and it was all in a kind of a lead up to play with her at Kerrville that summer of 2002, and that's when I got to know you a bit. But your stuff just blows me away, man. Really.
Oh, thank you, man. It means so much to me. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And as I've said, I'm now a huge fan. I was woefully ignorant of your music, Tom, until I knew you were going to be on our show, and then I did my crash course, and I know that it's ancient history, but your record from the late 90s, I can hear you laughing. I probably could sing harmony with you on everything on that record now.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you.
Oh, it's beautiful. Where can I may as well do it now? Where can people find your records?
Well, that's an interesting question. From me, I think. Just to email me off my website or something. But you can find clips on almost all of these songs on my YouTube channel.
That's great.
My name is Tom Prasada-RAO, TOMPRASADARAO.
Great.
There's no dash for the YouTube?
No dash for the YouTube. Well, maybe there is.
I'm sure they'll find you.
Well, people will be dashing to your YouTube channel.
You're such a dashing guy. I mean, it's just...
Yeah, dashing.
Let me ask you this, Tom. I mean, you're a multi-instrumentalist, and I've seen you play beautiful piano and bass and obviously violin, amazing guitar player, several of the Indian instruments. What was your first instrument, and I mean, what's your musical genealogy? How did you become Tom Prasada-RAO?
Well, this instrument right here was my first instrument, believe it or not. My parents started me on violin lessons at the age of 6, and it was only because friends of theirs were saying, "Your son's pretty musical. You start him on violin lessons."
How did they know that? How did they know that their son was pretty musical?
Well, I would hang around when music was happening, and I would invent harmonies, and sing along. A lot of church music back in that day, or a lot of old. My parents are from India, and a lot of old Indian kind of devotional songs that I would harmonize with. And my dad played the tablas too, the Indian drums. And so I used to be mesmerized by the way his head would sway back and forth when he would play the tablas squatting on the ground.
Wow.
Did you just kind of pick up the harmony? Did you hear somebody else do it and you just imitated it? How did that come up? That's unusual for a 6-year-old.
I don't know. It just kind of came to me. I don't know where it came from. I'm sure I must have heard it from the radio somewhere. And oh, you can put 2 notes together.
But they got to be the right notes.
Yeah, right. I was noticing, I love how on occasion you, in the record that I mentioned, and I'm sure in many of your other recordings, you threw in just a few little like vocalizing moments of more of that Indian kind of tonality and scale, and it's a whole different thing. Like it's not our Western scale at all. And I'm wondering, does that inform the way that you write at all, or do you think of that as a different sort of part of your brain musically, or is it all interconnected? I'm so curious.
I think it's all thrown into the pot. I wouldn't say that I'm a student of Indian music, Carnatic music, or Hindustani music, but I have heard it ever since I was young, because my dad would play Indian classical music, especially from the south, from where he was from. So a lot of Indian violin and a lot of Indian flute, the reed flutes and players. And Lata Mangeshkar, who was a really great singer, Bollywood singer. So we heard a lot of that.
Yeah.
I'm sure some of it came through by osmosis, but I would never say that I even am able to comprehend it at all. I just borrow phrases here and there.
Yeah. Well, I love how it's mostly, you're writing and it's not that type of music per se, but then you'll throw a little bit in and it's like, oh, it's so surprising and cool. And your voice is just so beautiful and it's so natural. And I just love how you kind of thread that in on occasion.
But added to that is the fact that, you've got such a beautiful R&B sensibility. You've obviously...
You just came on this show so that we could compliment you. Did you know that?
No, but I kind of want to talk about how this all came about, because obviously you've listened to all the great R&B singers and the blues singers. So it's not like, you have this basic, Indian background, but you're so American music, and then you have the whole folk thing down. You're coming from so many different genres. And what's really interesting to me, they do kind of intertwine with each other, and you do it in your own way. But when did you first? How did the R&B thing come about? Just the radio, like the rest of us, because man, you nailed it.
Well, I think it was the radio. I grew up in the '60s, and it was Smokey Robinson and the Temps, and Supremes and Marvin Gaye. And, when you talk about, I always wanted to be a bass player, because those were the melodic.
James Jamerson.
Yeah, and who better to learn from than James Jamerson? I just digested those records, and I would try and play on my little Montgomery Ward's acoustic steel string. I'd try to play bass lines on it and see if I could get close. And the syncopation was the hardest thing. You could actually find the notes. It was just getting the syncopation just right was really difficult.
Oh, yeah.
But, it was, there's something infectious about it. I was just listening to Donny Hathaway today, and Marvin Gaye is one of my idols, and Stevie Wonder, obviously.
Yeah.
But you can't go wrong. What a great era to grow up in. Motown and the Beatles. Between the two, it's like you couldn't go wrong.
Yeah.
It's really true, and Alice and I talk about this all the time. Just the modern music, which seems to be completely devoid or mostly devoid of melody, certainly devoid of bass lines.
Yes.
It's
they're
just like
ju-
do 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 do.
if that, or else just yeah. But yeah, you're right. It was, I feel so grateful to have grown up. I mean, I'm a little older than you, so I got some of that '50s stuff, some of the doo-wop stuff, and Elvis coming in, Little Richard, Chuck Berry, but then into the '60s and all that wonderful Motown stuff, and then I spent quite a few years in Philadelphia, so I got some of that Gamble and Huff, that wonderful stuff, the Spinners and the OJs and the Stylistics, and it's funny how it all just comes together. And then, you know, blues. How did you first hear the blues, and how did that come into it?
I don't know. I think I came to the blues kind of later. My brother was a big blues fan, and he brought home this Muddy Waters record one time, and he says, "Tom, you gotta listen to this."
I love Muddy.
Yeah, I know. I got to see him live one time, and it was just like this dive bar in DC, back when DC actually still had dive bars, and it's like one of the highlights of my life seeing him play.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, not to one up you, but I got to sit in with Muddy a couple times.
God,
I know. It was.
you played with everybody, man.
What's that?
You played with everybody, though. Jeez.
Well, I'm lucky I was in the right place, the right time. I got to sit in with a couple. But speaking of Muddy, when Alice, I mean, I met Alice at a Folk Alliance at 2016, and I knew her as a folk singer, but I kind of heard that there might be something else, and I asked her to come out to L.A. that I could maybe produce a couple cuts, and at one point we're just kind of rehearsing. She just started singing some really wonderful blues stuff. I said, "Where'd you get that?" She said, "Well, my parents, we had played a lot of Muddy Waters and Taj
My
Mahal."
mom loves all those guys. That's what I heard when I was a little girl, and I would just imitate, because I was always good at, you know, just imitating what I heard. And yeah, it was funny. You were like, "Where'd you get that?" I was
Where'd
like,
that
"What do you
come
mean?"
from?
I mean, I've always had that, but because I didn't know how to play blues guitar at all, I had no way to, and I didn't have a band or anything, so I would just play what I knew how to. I would sing what I knew how to play. So once I started working with Freebo, and that's been just such a gift when he puts a band together and I can sing something that, you know, I don't have to know how to play it. That's been so fun for me. So
Wow, I look forward to hearing some of that sometime, Alice.
yes, I will send you some stuff to listen to. I have a cover of Honeybee on my last record. Yeah. And we're getting ready to go record my next record at Fame Studios in Muscle Shoals. So we're going to have that great band, and there'll definitely be a little more grit, a little swampiness.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a whole lot of swamp down there.
Yep, I'm ready.
No, we're really excited. We did a couple days down there. Buddy of mine, Will McFarland, we played in Bonnie's band for 5 years together, and when he left Bonnie's band, he went down to Muscle Shoals and became part of the Muscle Shoals rhythm section. So he invited us down at one point, and you know, I put the rest of the band together, and we had 2 wonderful days, and we took the stuff out of there. I mean, the rough mixes sounded so good. You talk about bottom end?
Yeah.
There's some great,
No fear of the bottom end down there.
Great bottom end. So, yeah.
Hey, Freebo, you should play a song.
You know, I could, but what I was thinking, since we're just talking about Muddy Waters, why don't we do this, Alice?
What? You crazy?
No, I think we can do this.
Okay, you're on your own with
All right, I'm gonna take this. This is interesting because I thought, well, when we're doing the record, Tom, I thought, well, let's do some sort of blues. And is there a Muddy tune you like? She mentioned Honeybee, and I heard the way Muddy did it, and I somehow got, I think somewhere I heard a Marvin Gaye song.
Yeah,
and
it was Trouble.
Was it Trouble?
I think it's that one.
But I kind of combined the two things together and came up with this arrangement, and Alice just sings it beautifully. So love to share it with you and our listeners.
Oh man, bring it on! I can't wait.
Sail on, sail on, my little honeybee, sail on. Sail on, sail on, my little honeybee, sail on. I don't mind you sailing, but please don't sail so long. Sail on, sail on, my little honeybee, sail on. Sail on, sail on, my little honeybee, sail on. If you keep on sailing, you're gonna lose your happy home. I hear a lot of buzzing, sounds like my little honeybee. I said I heard a lot of buzzing, sure sounds just like my little honeybee. He's been all around the world making honey, now he's coming back home to me. He's been all around the world making honey, now he's coming back home to me. Come on home to me. Ooh, honeybee. Come on home to me, my honeybee. I said, come on home to me, my little honeybee.
All right.
Woo!
Wow.
Thanks, Tom. Freebo really put me on the spot there, but I guess that's how you gotta do it sometimes.
Yeah, it's a little different than the way Muddy would do it.
Just a little, although I'm sure he appreciates it where he is.
I hope so. Freebo, you should play a song.
Well,
or should we have Tom do one?
Let's have Tom do another song, then I'll come back
I
and do
agree.
one.
However you want to do it.
No, you please. You've
You
got
are
your
a special
guitar, and I
guest,
want to
huh?
hear it.
All right. Well, I got my tenor guitar here, and last year I was going through some chemotherapy for a cancer episode I had the year before, and I was sitting down in my chair, just trying to recover and not to be too nauseous, and I turned on CNN and just because there was nothing else I was capable of doing it. And then I saw the crawl come through about George Floyd being murdered. And this was day after day. That was all there was on the news, was the protests erupting in Minneapolis. And so the day afterwards, I was still in my chair watching CNN, and the song started coming to me, and I was in no condition to really write a song, but I trained myself to think, well, just listen to it for a little bit, pay it some attention. If it's going to happen, it will. And it was one of those things that just came pouring out of me. I couldn't stop it, even if I tried. So this is the song I wrote for George Floyd a couple days after he died. Had some really good fortune with this song, and I think over 200 people have covered it so far, and it's all over YouTube. And
Wow.
and I'm getting ready to do a compilation album of just covers of this one song
Wow.
to raise funds for the Black Lives Matter Survivors Fund, which is a really, really beautiful thing that they do. Anyway, let me sing the song for you. It's
Wonderful.
called $20 Bill for George Floyd. Some people die for honor. Some people die for love. Some people die while singing to the heavens above. Some people die believing in the cross on Calvary Hill. Some people die the blink of an eye for a $20 bill. Some people go out in glory, yeah, with the wind at their back. Some get to tell their own story, write their own epitaph. Sometimes you see it coming, sometimes you don't know until you run out of breath with a knee on your neck for a $20 bill. Oh, brother, I never knew you. Now I never will. Oh, but I make this promise to you. I'll remember you still. Take, eat. This is the body. It's time to break the bread. Do this in remembrance, just like the good book said. Sometimes the wine is a sacrament. Sometimes the blood is just spilled. Sometimes the law is the devil's last straw for a future unfulfilled. Like the dream they killed. For a $20 bill.
Wow. That's fantastic, Tom.
You got me, Tom.
Beautiful rendition. I've heard seen the YouTube thing, but What you just did now
Wow.
is just inspirational on so many levels. And I think it's a wonderful thing what a song can do. I mean, interesting how you memorialized him in the process, and it doesn't even matter what kind of a human being he was. You don't even have to know him.
Yeah.
You know, we certainly didn't, but we all know the situation. And the fact is, he was a human being, and you, as another human being, just bring that to light through music and a song, and that's
There's
what
so
we
much.
get to
There's
do.
so much love in that, and just yeah, yeah. It's just it's love for your brother. I love how you say that. It's
Yeah.
just so powerful. I think maybe I got to make a cover of it too now. I'm inspired.
Oh, I would be honored. That would be so great.
It's just beautiful.
So now that all these people cover, you must be rolling in the bucks.
Yeah, you must be rich now.
Yeah. You know how that goes.
I certainly do. I know that you're not rolling in the bucks from it, which is kind of too bad. But
No, I didn't win any money from this song. I just, anybody who covered it and they asked me what to do with paying me, I said, just pay it forward. I said, if you don't have anything in mind, just find a local food bank. Don't.
no, that's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I want to ask you a little bit about your health challenge. That I mean, you were just kind of bopping along, being Tom Prasada-RAO, and one day, what happened? What did you notice? And tell us a little bit of that story, if you would, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it was the fall of 2018. I noticed this little pain in the side of my neck, and then all of a sudden I was on tour in Colorado, and I noticed I couldn't smile anymore. Like one side of my face was paralyzed,
Wow.
and they thought it was Bell's palsy. So it went undiagnosed for a while, and I was without insurance, so I wasn't as proactive as I should have been. But finally, it got to the point where my then girlfriend convinced me to go see an ENT, and the ENT took one look at me. He says, "You have cancer." And he says, and I said, "Well, I have a trip coming up to Florida. Can I just do that trip and then we'll deal with it when I come back?" He says, "No, you shouldn't get on the plane. You need to go to the hospital." I said, "I don't even know how." And this man was an angel. He laid out a plan for me to go to George Washington Hospital in D.C. and receive the best care. And I love those people at that hospital, and they saved my life. It was a 12-hour surgery. And after the surgery, it left my face paralyzed because they had to take the facial nerve out because there was cancer running all through it, all the way to my brainstem.
Wow.
And so I did a round of radiation, which kind of did a number on me. And then I recovered for a while and started traveling around doing gigs, and then they found the cancer had metastasized to my lungs, so they eventually decided on chemotherapy. So I did a round of chemotherapy during the pandemic, which was ideal because I couldn't go anywhere anyway, even if I wanted to.
Wow.
And so it's been interesting, it's like I've been riding a storm, ever since the pandemic, and ever since I started chemotherapy. And, I think it was just being at the house and not having anything else to do, literally. I couldn't do anything. It was all I could do to pick myself up, brush my teeth, So writing seemed like a good exercise.
And were you just writing or typing and not using an instrument at that point, or were you actually playing?
Well, my process is might be kind of not the way most people do it, although I know a number of people who do it this way. I tend to start lyric first and try and not to identify a melody. So I start from a lyric and get the lyrics sketched out as best I can, and I'm a real stickler for lyric meter, and making sure that there's a room for every syllable in a line. And once I get the lyric looking right, then it seems like the music part is easy. Even though it was really hard for me to play, it was just put the guitar in a really beautiful tuning, like a C9 tuning or a dadgad or something, and just strum away and see what comes. Or I might be listening to the radio and I might hear an old Motown song and think, oh, that's the groove. Let me see if I can do that, And, it doesn't take much to cop a groove, all you need is... You just need a lot of silence,
Yeah. Yes.
It's that whole less is more thing, and so...
Yeah.
Or space is a place.
Space is the place, yeah. So
Wow.
that's my story in a nutshell.
Well, are you still doing chemo?
No, I'm doing this maintenance drug called Herceptin. I still have a port in my chest, and I go get hooked up to the machine once every 3 weeks, and I have lingering neuropathy in my feet and in my hands, and makes playing the guitar a little difficult,
Yeah.
especially feeling in my left hand, my fretting hand, and so therefore dexterity is a real issue. I still have the rhythm part in my right hand, as long as my left hand could get to the frets in time.
Yeah. Well, who's I'm trying to think of the Bill Nash.
Yes.
It does the thing, obviously, and he's got MS, but he does a thing with the 2 and 3 capos where he's pretty much just using 1 and 2 fingers. And I know you're a master at using different tunings on the guitar, but have you fooled around with the several capos to make it easier for yourself technically?
I haven't done that, but I've definitely talked with Bill a number of times and telling him he was my inspiration, because now I really understand what he's been going through his whole life. And he's a miracle, man. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, what an ordeal you've been through, and you speak about it with just a lot of light, and you seem to be maybe it's your spirituality, maybe it's just who you are, or maybe when you're in that position you just go with the flow, and what can you do? I mean, do you have any thoughts about just has it changed your outlook on your life and your time on this earth? And yeah.
I feel like I'm alive.
Yeah.
So everything from here on out is gravy, Like the next song I write is awesome. I get to write another song, Figure out a new way to play something on the violin or something, and think, oh, this is so cool. So glad I'm here to be able to do it,
I'm so glad you're here too.
Yeah, that's such a beautiful message, Tom. Because I've got a friend who actually, he's a wonderful speaker, and he actually was in 2 accidents where his body was burned almost completely. Not just once in an airplane crash, but then another one. He survived both, and he won't walk out. Doesn't have to walk out of the house for less than $25,000. I mean, he's like a top-notch speaker, and it's inspirational. And basically, he has a book. He said, "It's not what happens to you; it's what you do with it." Yeah. And there really are 2 kinds of people in the world: the ones who just play victim, and the ones who don't, and who say, "Okay." And I just admire your courage and your attitude that. Just the gift of every day, the gift of every song, the gift of every moment. And we're all trying to get there. But, I mean, to go through a challenge like you're going through, I mean, honestly, I can only imagine. I haven't been there. But my heart goes out to you, and my esteem, I mean, your dignity is just above and beyond.
Oh, man. Well, thank you. I don't mean to make light of people who've had it far worse than me. And I consider myself one of the lucky ones, and so I'll sing as long as I can.
Yeah, well, we'll be listening as long as you sing, that's for sure. And just some wonderful comments on the chat. Yeah. People like Alan Roth, and I mean, just a whole bunch of people that who've been who are friends of yours, David and Leanie Engels.
Oh.
You can probably look at the chat
A lot of love being sent
later
your
on.
way.
A lot of love being sent your way, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, you did the thing, the George Floyd song, which, it's a beautiful way to do it. In a way, it's a kind of a protest song. It's a way of shedding light on a situation that, talks about social issue. And quite some time ago, I believe it was maybe in 2003, 2004, but I got together with you at Kerrville, I think it was, and I said, Tom, I really want to write a song with you, because it was a thrill for me, and I was fairly early on in my songwriting, and you very graciously agreed, and we wrote this song. I don't know if you remember it, and it wound up on an early record of mine, 2005 record, and I brought up the subject. I said, I want to write about the fact what's going on in it was really about 9/11 and the tragedy that happened, but my concern was, how are we going to react to that? What's the blowback going to be? And unfortunately, we went the wrong direction, and violence creates violence. So I kind of took a few of those things and leaned on you, and you came up with some great stuff, and we came up with this really cool song. That's
Man, I remember.
Remember it?
I'm thrilled that you're going to play it, man.
I don't play it very often, but I got to play it for you, man. And unfortunately, it's still apropos. I hate it when I write a political song and it has truth in the moment, and 10 years, 15 years later, it still rings
They're
true.
still, I know.
Damn,
man.
I don't really like that. I feel proud that on one hand, the other hand, it's kind of depressing. But so, interpret this as you will, folks. Stand up. Violence, blow 'em all away, long distance, make sure it's far away. Hatred, anything you say, you create your enemy. Suspicion, what's that up your sleeve? Tell me, just what do you believe? Information is just what you receive, your responsibility. Everybody, it's a brand new day. Ain't you tired of the same old way? Pay 'em back, soon you find an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. Stand up, be strong. Why take it? How long? Stand up, be counted. Let your voice be sounded. Stand up, don't you be afraid. How long, how long, how long, how long? Anger, escalation, blues, ground zero. Any way you choose, spin it. Get it on the news, you'll know what you want you to know. Big brother, sleeping in your bed, big trouble, right upside your head. Big money, steal away your bread, take it right beneath your nose. Everybody, it's a brand new day. Ain't you tired of the same old ways? Pay 'em back, soon you find an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. Stand up, be strong. Why take it? How long? Stand up, be counted. Let your voice be sounded. Stand up, don't you be afraid. How long, how long, how long, how long? Oh, glory, careful where you trod. Old story, ain't nothing but a fraud. One nation, divided under God. Is he always on our side? Everybody, it's a brand new day. Ain't you tired of the same old ways? Pay 'em back and soon you find an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. Stand up, be strong. Why take it how long? Stand up, be counted. Let your voice be sounded. Stand up, don't you be afraid. How long, how long, how long? How long, how long, how long? How long, how long, how long? How long?
So great, man. So great.
I thought you
thank
guys wrote that together. I love
We
that.
sure did.
Hey, I gotta mention, you are listening to WPVM LP 103.7 on the dial in Asheville, North Carolina, and globally at WPVMFM.org.
That's very professional, Alice.
Wasn't
You
it?
should be on the radio.
Why, thank you. I am.
Oh, that's right. We all are. Yeah.
Cool.
So thank you for that, Tom.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for that, Freebo. I remember so vividly writing that song in your house, your living room. I think we finished it there somewhere.
Yeah.
And you started it at Kerrville, you said?
Well, I'm not sure if we started at Kerrville or if I was in D.C. or...
We were on tour. We were doing that house concert tour.
Oh, right, with Eric Schwartz.
Yeah, and
You guys did
Yeah.
a house concert
Yeah,
tour?
as a matter of fact, Bryn from Chicago
yeah.
is actually on the chat. I saw her.
Bryn?
Yeah.
It's so cool
Yeah.
that you guys did that. I didn't know
Yeah,
you
we
did
it was great. I mean, it was really cool. Three
That's
multi instrumentalists, and we just had a great time in harmony. Did a Marvin Gaye song.
That's right.
What's going on? Right, we do What's Going
Oh,
On.
cool.
Killer version of
Oh, I
What's
bet
Going
that
On.
was great.
It was really good. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
man. Do you think we can squeeze in a couple more songs? We've got.
yeah. I think so.
Let's do it. Let's have maybe have Tom do one, and then I'll do one, and then we'll switch over to the after party.
Okay.
Does that
Why don't you
sound
do
good?
one quick, Tom?
Quick!
You got a 3-minuter?
I think so. This is a short one. I wrote it with Michael Lilly about a month ago. It's called Fire and Ashes. All that may happen, all that we've seen, all of the lives we've lived in between, is that all gone for good? What are the chances? What we lost in the fire, we'll find in the ashes. Well, I had a dream. It was just me and you. It was finally spring, and the world was brand new. There were birds in the trees and buds on the branches. What we lost in the fire, can we find in the ashes? I've heard a blessing begins as a curse, often impossible to see it at first. We're at our best when we're faced with the worst. Sometimes, and who would have guessed we'd be faced with this? But we are where we are, and it is what it is. This too shall end, but until it all passes, you know what they say about playing with matches. What we lost in the fire, we'll find in the ashes.
Beautiful, Tom. You wrote that with Michael, huh?
Yeah, Michael Lilly, God bless him.
Yeah, playing with matches. We also find in the ashes. That's just great.
Beautiful rhymes.
Great
yeah.
lyrics, man. It's just,
I love when you're listening to a song and you just know that word is going to be the perfect one and you can feel it coming. It's like, yes, because I know you said the title. I was like, just so excited to hear the word ashes. I was like, yes. I knew it was coming. It's perfect.
And I just want to say real quick, and we can start the song with Alice, but for those of you in the radio, we're going to leave you at the top of the hour, but we're going to continue this thing on Zoom. And if you want to know how you can support us, it's in the chat, just donations only. But we will let you know as soon as we get off the radio. We'd all appreciate it. And keep us going.
You can always go to alicehowe.com/support to learn more about that. We'll talk a little bit more about that after we're off the air.
Exactly. But please do join us. Stay in, and there's a Zoom chat is in the the Zoom link is in the chat, and we want to see you, and you can bring up questions for Tom or Alice and myself, and we'll play a couple more songs for you too.
Yeah, we'd love to see you guys in the Zoom, and maybe we can get to some of those requests.
Absolutely. What do you got, Alice?
I think I'll do What We Got Is Gold, because I know it's a favorite of our friend Alan, who's in the chat. So it's for you, Alan. The night is louder than it's been before. I hear it knocking on my walls and doors, saying soon enough it's time to go. But these precious hours, I keep you close. Of all the nights in recent memory, there were so many you were far from me, and I just hurt my heart keeping lonely time, wishing yours was there to echo mine. If the papers would have print old news, they'd say I'm still in love with you. Let the years go by, it remains the same. What we've got is gold, and what it's worth won't change. Well, I fear I turned you upside down when I tore you from your hometown just to make you wait at home for me and keep this fire alive tirelessly. times. If the papers would have print old news, they'd say I'm still in love with you. Let the years go by, it remains the same. What we've got is gold, and what it's worth won't change. All along the road, these faces seem to come and go, but yours, my love, will never fade. If the papers would have print old news, they'd say I'm still in love with you. Let the years go by, it remains the same. What we've got is gold, and what it's worth won't change. Won't change.
Oh, so beautiful.
Thank
Isn't
you.
that nice?
Thank you.
Couldn't help but play along.
I saw you. I could see. I wish I could hear it. Well, thanks to all the lovely comments in the chat, you guys. We really appreciate seeing that you're enjoying the show. And now that we are off the air, I will mention, because we can now say this, we so appreciate your donations to Inside Live. All the info to donate however you wish is in the chat. Brandon's putting that info in the chat for us. And, you know, I know you guys have been watching for many weeks now. This is, what, our 37th episode. And just know that every week we split the tips with the other artist. And, you know, believe it or not, this is actually what we do for a living. So we haven't been able to tour, and, you know, it is what it is. We've made the best of it. We love doing this show for you. And if you're enjoying the show, you can show us by sending us a tip, whatever you are able to afford. And if you cannot, we are happy you're here. So thank you to everybody who has donated many times in the past and who will tonight. We really appreciate you.
We do. And just so you know, we're not going to do too many more of these shows. We've got about 5 or 6 more to go.
Yeah.
And when we go on the road to record Alice's record in Muscle Shoals, we're doing a bunch of shows along the way. It's just going to be too much to do the show.
Yeah.
So we're not sure when we'll come back. If we'll come back, things are opening up. But please,
We'll bring Inside Live back at some point.
we will, and we'll do some streaming from the road. But enjoy these shows while you can, folks. We've got some great guests coming up.
It's been a good run.
It's been a great run, and we feel I mean, we've just had so much wonderful talent like Tom, Chris Smither, Jack Williams, wonderful
Rory
guitarists,
Block,
Rory Block.
Holly Near, and all the shows are archived.
They are.
Yeah.
Albert Lee, Lawrence Juber. Just some wonderful stuff that we've been blessed. I'm so lucky to know such talented musicians and really upstanding human beings, and to introduce Alice to them and them to Alice, and for me to reconnect and to share the music and share it with you guys has been really cool. So
We're getting all sentimental, Tom.
We are. Yeah.
It's like we're winding this thing down that's been such a big part of the last year. It's crazy. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on such a great run.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's been fun. We decided last September, we were like, we just want to do something, and a lot of our friends, Dan, I think, does a show every week,
Yeah,
multiple shows
Dan
a
was
week.
doing one every day.
And as I could see in the chat, I think some folks actually came over from Dan's show, so so maybe he mentioned it.
That's right. Kenny White, Seth Gleer,
Yeah.
had some really, really wonderful people.
Yeah.
And
So-
Tom, you're playing along with that. If you come and do the show that we're going to do at the O Mansion, what was that date?
Yeah.
The 25th
of July.
of July. We're
Yeah,
gonna,
maybe we'll see you in DC, right, Tom?
We will, and we're going to stream that. It's going to be a benefit for the O Mansion,
Yeah.
and we'll all be in the same room together. We're all vaccinated, so I'll be able to play along with you. We'll all be able to sing harmonies. You'll be able to play along with us. That's going to be really cool.
Yeah. So that will be coming up in July. So you guys, if you want to stay up to date on what Freebo and I are planning, what I'm working on with my record, a couple of great ways to do that are to sign up for our mailing lists. You can just go to either alicehowe.com and just find the mailing list, sign up, or email Freebo at
Freebo@freebomusic.com. Do them both.
Do both.
If you could. We'd
And then
appreciate
we
it.
also
want to stay in
update-
touch with you.
I update a lot on my Instagram. It's Alice Howe Music, and I also do posts on Patreon. So you can find me on all those places. But I want to let our guests into the
Yes.
Zoom room.
And as we let them in, we can't forget about our wonderful giveaway from
Oh,
Cordial
yes.
Cordial Cords cables, and we got one for Tom. Cable of your choice, Tom. Mic cable or an instrument cable. Everything we're using. They're some really nice colors. The 10-footers are really cool. They got a Dayglow orange, got a Dayglow green. They got I think there's one other one, a yellow. They just feel great and they sound great. The mic cords is a nice 20-foot white one. So we got a red one here. Cool stuff. So you get one, Tom, of your choice. And a T-shirt. T-shirts are pretty nice, too. And we get to give one away to our lucky winner, who's going to have to pick a number between 1 and 100.
Yeah, so you guys that have been watching know the deal, but we picked a secret number. And
Secret number.
We will share that number after, 10 minutes or so you can put your guesses in the chat. And I see we've got some folks coming into the Zoom after party. You guys can still join us. The info for that is in the chat. Yay! Oh, good. Hi, guys. Hi, David and Leanie, Alan, Thomas, Joe, everybody. Good to see you.
Alan, how you doing? Leanie, all recovered from your birthday.
Hi, Marlon.
Hi, Marilyn.
Nice to see you.
Tara's back with us. Thomas, Carolyn.
Well, let's see.
Great.
Should we start off with? Do you want to do a song, Freebo? You've only done one song. You play something.
Well, that's okay. I mean, I get to. What in the world could I do? Well, Tom really liked If Not Now When. Why don't
Yeah,
we
let's do that.
Give him that whole thing.
I'd love to.
What's that, Tom?
I'd love to hear it, the whole thing.
Okay. It's just really just the parts you heard repeat, except for the bridge.
Oh my God.
Although we do throw in a surprise
We
in
have
the
a
middle.
special surprise in the
You
middle.
recognize it. And since Alice and I have been doing a bunch of gigs together, I thought, well, I got to show her a little bit of bass, so I want to have some bass accompaniment on my tune, just like she does. So I showed her a couple notes here, and she's
Just a couple.
clunking along really nice, getting a good groove.
I gotta practice.
Yeah,
That's hard to do, playing the fretless bass like
Oh
that.
man, I tell you what, Tom, I really jumped in the deep end. I actually have my own 4-string regular fretted bass made by Mark Dan.
Made a bass for you?
He made a
one,
bass.
yeah.
It was one that I think he was just getting like parts and he was putting them together. He was having fun with it, and he said, I'll sell it to you for the cost of the pieces. And I was like, oh my God. So I got this great custom made bass that
It's like a smaller size Fender bass.
Yeah, it's
got
like a little shorter
the look
scale.
Of a Fender, a little shorter scale.
great.
It's really nice.
But of course, it confuses me to go back and forth because I'm used to having this low string, and then it's not there. It messes with me.
So she doesn't quite understand and I'm trying to teach her the concept of fourths and fifths and third
I'm getting
intervals.
there.
And so she kind of goes by position. So she knows how to play these songs on the 5-string, but she can't do it on the 4-string
I'm
with
working
frets.
on it.
Isn't that
I
bizarre?
learned everything just by ear and by watching people. I never learned how to read music. I didn't learn a lot of theory really at all, and so I'm having to catch up It's hard to catch up later, though. I have definitely that, when people start speaking in those terms, I get, like, I don't know what they're talking about, and I'm gonna be revealed as like not really knowing how to communicate. So I'm trying to get over my block.
You're getting there, but you certainly got the ear, no doubt about it. Well, let me give you the bass here.
Oh, it's so nice to see so many of you. Hi, Yossi.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I knew you were going to hit me in the head with that one day in this Zoom situation. There's not a lot of room in here.
I'm not. Yossi, how you doing? Good to see you. Tara can see your picture. That's nice.
All right.
Okay, let me put these capers on here. Come on, pluck down. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Get that tone. Let me get that tone. Anybody have a question for Tom while I get in tune here?
Anybody want to raise their hand? We can call on you. I can see you all. They're all very shy. I know they're very shy.
Okay, time's up. I'm in tune. That's it.
Think about it. We'll come back to you.
Yeah, think about it. Think about a question for Tom or a request.
There were a couple requests. Actually, I should mention, so Tom can think about it while you're playing. Tom, there were 2 requests. One was Falling Star from David and Leanie had requested that. I don't know what you're up for playing, but just so you know, Falling Star, and the other one was Whatever Happens Next. Those were the 2 that were requested.
Oh, wow. All right.
Think about it.
Okay.
All right. And if you want to play along with this, Tom, it is in the key of E. Ready, Alice?
Mm-hmm.
When I was a young boy, I had these dreams. Time didn't matter, or so it seemed. Now I'm still a dreamer, like I was back then. But time keeps screaming, if not now, when? Hundreds of heartaches and broken down plans, so many what ifs, and what if I can't? My fear held me captive, caged in a pen. It's time to break free, boy. If not now, when? If not now, when? If not me, who? I can't pretend. Oh no, 'cause I know it's true. I make this vow, I swear it. Amen. My time is now. If not now, when? Doubting and blaming, it's time I let them go. 'Cause this healing journey, it can go so slow. But I hear these voices again and again. They keep on calling. If not now, when? If not now, when? If not me, who? I can't pretend. Oh no, 'cause I know it's true. I make this vow, I swear it. Amen. My time is now. If not now, when?
Well, the pool feeds on ahead, alright, but I don't see a cop in sight.
6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight.
Got my 10 forward gears and my sweet Georgia overdrive. Taking little white pills and my eyes are open wide. I just passed a Jimmy and wine. I've been passing everything in sight.
6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight.
Well, it seems like a month since I kissed my baby bye-bye. I could have a lot of lovers, but I don't need no other guy.
Down, Alice.
I could find one to hold me tight, but I could never make believe it's alright.
6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Well, my rig's a little old, but that don't mean she's slow.
No, no way.
I got a flame from a stack and the smoke's blowing black and cold. You know my hometown's coming in sight. If they think I'm happy, you're right. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Okay, back to the tune. It's time to take this leap of faith without ain't it. Hello to destiny and goodbye regret. If not now, when? If not me, who? I can't pretend. Oh no, 'cause I know it's true. I'll make this vow. I'll swear amen. My time is now. If not now, when? I'll make this vow. I'll swear amen. My time is now. If not now, when? If not now,
when?
if not now, when?
Thanks, guys.
Love the applause.
Nice to
That's
hear
so
ya.
nice. When's the last time you heard applause, Tom?
Oh God, has it been over a year since I've been anywhere live? I think it was a year ago. February was the last time I played live.
Yeah, that was it. Everything pretty much closed down in March, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know, we were in Santa Cruz.
That's right. That was the last gig.
I love this, you guys. So many folks are here tonight in the after party. Thanks for coming. It's like our little folk family.
It
Love
is.
it. Hey, I think it is time to announce the winner of our
Already?
giveaway because
We have one
we've
already?
got somebody very close, and yeah, the guessing has concluded. And she's actually in the Zoom room.
Oh my God.
Her name is Lynn.
Oh man. Lynn Heritage.
That's so great. I've never gotten to actually see somebody's face when we pick them. Yay, congratulations, Lynn Heritage. You guessed number 57, and my number was 59, so you were reading my mind tonight.
Congrats.
And you can just click that link that Brandon so kindly put in the Zoom chat and just send me a message on my website and just say, hey, I won the cable, and I will do my best to get back to you in a timely fashion, and we will figure that out.
Do you want to say something, Lynn? Can we
Would you like
unmute
to
Lynn for a
accept your
second?
award?
Ooh.
There you are. You're on.
Yeah. I'm not a musician, but my neighbor will love it. I told him if I won that he would get it.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's perfect.
Excellent.
Yeah,
beautiful.
and he can't wait to meet you guys if you get to play here.
We hope
Well,
we
hopefully
do,
you can
yeah.
put that gig together in middle of Pennsylvania near Penn State. Well, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Thanks for helping us with that.
Yeah, I sent email addresses, so
Great.
hopefully you guys can connect.
Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
that. Hopefully it happens and we'll meet in person.
Yeah.
Yes. Again, we already met in person.
But I mean, we'll meet in person after having been on Zoom all this time.
Yeah, right.
To be live and in the flesh and hear the applause.
Yes.
Yes.
So nice.
Well, Tom.
So did somebody have her? Tom, could you play
did you
either
work
of those
out,
requests?
Yeah.
Or?
What do you think?
I saw another request from Alan
Yeah.
about this song that I wrote recently called "Done, Done, Done." So I got the guitar out for that one.
Oh, great.
A little bit different.
Oh, I remember that one from TV. Dun 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 dun.
Is that Dragnet?
That is Dragnet.
Yeah, I'm old enough to remember watching that show.
Uh-huh.
All right, here's a song I wrote at the end of February called "Done, Done, Done." Oh, sorry. Take these gifts that you were given. Take this life that you didn't live in. And if you still feel unforgiven, all that it means is you're not done, done, done. Don't matter where you're going to, just run, run, run. They try to make you wait till kingdom come, come, come. But don't you ever stop until you're done, done, done. Love is quick to be cruel. Takes you back to school, and it plays you like a fool. All that it means is you're not done, done, done. Don't matter where you're going to, just run, run, run. They try to make you wait till kingdom come, come, come. But don't you ever stop until you're done, done, done. You're not supposed to say the quiet part out loud. You're not supposed to. Nobody knows you, so don't let them turn you inside out. Inside out. Take these gifts that you were given. Take this life, just start living. And if you still feel unforgiven, all that it means is you're not done, done, done. Don't matter where you're going to, just run, run, run. They try to make you wait till kingdom come, come, come. But don't you ever stop until you, don't you ever stop until, don't you ever stop until you're done, done, done.
That is a cool
That
tune.
was so cool. What a great groove, and I love the distortion.
All right, Tom. Yeah.
Thank you. Distortion's a little overkill, but
Oh, I love it. It's cool. Sometimes you gotta just crank it.
Folk music.
Yeah.
the phone for $300, and I love
Nice.
this. It's got a little Bigsby tremolo on it.
Is that old or new?
Well, it's like a reissue.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what it's called now. A Rivera or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, I just picked up a baritone guitar, an electric baritone, a Fender Squire electric baritone. And picked it up at a new one at Norris Rare Guitars. And it gave me a great deal. And I love it. It's nice to play a baritone guitar and have those options and go way down, but have it be electrified, put tremolo on it, and really, really cool.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to hear you play that thing someday.
One of these days, I'll bring it into the show. Haven't set it up with the amp yet in here.
That's a good
Adding-
title, man. One of these days. Be a good title.
Yeah,
One of these
Hey,
days.
there is a song called One of These Days.
gotta be.
There is. It's the Emmylou Harris tune. One of these days I'll look back and I'll say I've left in time. 'Cause somewhere from me I know there's peace of mind.
Right.
Oh, God.
One of these days.
Yeah. It's, yeah. Might someday. Anyway. So,
What are we
anybody
doing now?
want to say hello? Anyone in our after party room want to ask a question? Who was that? Hi, Wendy.
Wendy, hello. David wanted to say hi. Wendy. Anybody else?
Hey, Wendy.
Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, David.
How you doing?
Good, man. Where are you? In Massachusetts or down in...
Yeah, Massachusetts now.
Good.
I wanted to ask you, I remember a couple of years ago, Kimmel was telling me you and Michael and you put together in a short time 6-7 songs for the Sherpas.
Yeah, we did. And that was right before I got cancer. It was fall of 2018. And we had
Right.
already made plans to record an album together. And then it just got put on the table. But we're starting to talk about doing that album finally. We got a
Great.
whole bunch of brand new songs that nobody's ever heard.
That
Can't
would be
wait.
great.
Yeah, that would be super.
Those are the best kind.
They are.
Tom, last time I saw you was at the Phil Oakes Song Night at Old Town School in Chicago. Any chance, given what we've been through the past year and a half, that Sonny's going to put that together again?
You know, we've had some Phil Oakes song nights around the country on the books, and, you know, one by one we've had to cancel them during the pandemic. So I think once things open up and they start to feel safe, I haven't talked to Sonny about this, but I'm sure that the guys would be really into it. You know, Reggie and Pat Wichter, myself, and
Sounds good. Maybe you could do a Phil Oakes song?
Sure.
Yeah.
What would I do?
Pickle, I'm not gonna try and guide it.
Something by Phil Oakes.
I can play one if you want to. No, sorry, I can not a Phil Oakes song. Nope, sorry, I said that wrong. I could play something else while you think about what you would like to play.
Okay, yeah. I know what I want to. I just got to find the lyrics, but yeah,
Oh, good.
yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Tom.
Because I wanted to do one that Carolyn had requested last
What's
week.
that?
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
I said I would do it this week, Carolyn. So here you go.
We're in tune here.
Okay, we'll make sure we're in tune. And if you guys haven't heard it, I did just record a version of this song, and it's on Spotify and Apple Music and Bandcamp and all of those places. It's my version of Joni Mitchell's classic song, A Case of You. And Freebo and I recorded it with a band here in LA, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. So there's a new video, and you can find it on YouTube now. It's really fun to see the video because it shows us in the studio recording the song live. So definitely check that out. And I'll play this for Carolyn because she asked for it last week and we ran out of time. Thank you for tuning the guitar for me. That was great. Can you do that all the time?
For a price.
Just to hand it over. Just before our love got lost, you said, I am as constant as a northern star. And I said, constantly in the darkness, where's that at? If you want me, I'll be in the bar. On the back of a cartoon coaster, in a blue TV screen light, I drew a map of Canada, oh Canada, with your face sketched on it twice. Oh, but you're in my blood like holy wine. It tastes so bitter and so sweet. Oh, I could drink a case of you, darling, and I would still be on my feet, still be on my feet. I'm a lonely painter. I live in a box of paints. I'm frightened by the devil, and I'm drawn to those ones that ain't afraid. I remember that time you told me, you said, love is touching souls. Surely you touched mine, 'cause part of you pours out of me in these lines from time to time. Oh, but you're in my blood like holy wine. It tastes so bitter and so sweet. Oh, I could drink a case of you, darling, and I would still be on my feet, still be on my feet. I met a woman, she had a mouth like yours. She knew your life, she knew your devils and your deeds. And she said, go to him, stay with him if you can, but be prepared to bleed. Oh, but you're in my blood like holy wine. It tastes so bitter and so sweet. Oh, I could drink a case of you, ooh, darling, and still be on my feet, still be on my feet.
Oh, thank you.
Man, you did it so beautifully, Alice.
Thank you, Tom.
What a great
Thanks.
homage.
Thank you. It's a lot to live up to, but you know,
Mm.
I just love the song. I'd love to learn a couple more of her songs. I've never gotten into learning her tunings. That's something I'd love to do. I mean, they're so different. It would be, I'd have to have a whole other guitar, like just to get there. But you know,
Or
it's
rearrange it.
amazing watching her live. Just go boop 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 and change it. Just like she's so fast. Oh my gosh, amazing. She's a genius.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, did you think of that song you were gonna do?
I did. This is my favorite Phil Oakes song. And it kind of talks about speaks to what we were talking about, you know, about not taking this life for granted and, you know, being grateful for life. It's called When I'm Gone. There's no place in this world where I'll belong when I'm gone. I won't know the right from the wrong when I'm gone. You won't find me singing on this song when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. I won't feel the flowing of the time when I'm gone. The pleasures of love will not be mine when I'm gone. My pen won't pour a lyric line when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. I won't be running from the rain when I'm gone. I can't even suffer from the pain when I'm gone. Can't say who's to praise and who's to blame when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. I won't see the golden of the sun when I'm gone. The evenings and the mornings will be one when I'm gone. Can't be singing louder than the guns when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. All my days won't be dances of delight when I'm gone. The sands won't be shifting from my sight when I'm gone. Can't add my name into the fight when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. I won't be laughing at the lies when I'm gone. I can't question how or when or why when I'm gone. Can't live proud enough to die when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it. Guess I'll have to do it. I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here.
Thank you, Tom.
Ooh, so nice.
Nice request, Joe. Wow, they're beautiful. Kind of fits into the whole theme, huh?
Sure does, man. Thank you for requesting that song.
Beautiful.
Wow.
I knew this was gonna be a good night.
Oh, I knew it too.
I'm so happy.
Yes, speechless.
I know. Wow. You know, It's nice to go deep. That's the only way to be.
It is. It really is. Well, if it's okay, I'd like to do one request. Alan Roath said he hadn't heard That's What Love Is in a long time, and I appreciate that.
Seems like a good way to go.
Yeah. That kind of fits in with the theme, because when you get down to it, it's all about love, right, Tom?
Sure is. Sure is. Nothing but.
These headphones are really... I'm really looking forward to performing without little earbuds.
That would be so nice.
It adds this whole layer of like twisting around.
Alice, why don't you see if somebody else has a question for Tom or whatever while I tune up a little bit here.
Does anybody else have a question that they would like to ask or just want to say hi? I'm looking at you all. Okay, don't all talk at once. It's fine. Well, Tom, do you plan to get back out there and start playing shows like this year? Do you have any thoughts about getting back to work, or just with your health? Are you wanting to tour, or where are you at with all that at this point?
I'm not sure that I'll ever get back to the frenetic pace of years past, but as long as I get the okay from my docs to get on a plane, plan on starting. I have gigs booked for the fall in
great.
Colorado and Texas and
Great.
Idaho. There's a songwriter.
Oh, wonderful.
And
I didn't hear. Are you getting on a plane or are you driving?
I will get on a plane so long as my doc says it's okay to do. If not, I'm just not gonna go. I can't drive that long.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about a train?
That would be so cool.
That would be cool, man.
Kerouac or something.
I know. Man, they got those really nice high-speed trains in Europe. It's like, it's so nice. They run on time.
Well, maybe with Biden in power, he's a train guy. Maybe if you can just get past the damn Republican bloc, maybe we can get a nice public transportation system, including really cool trains. I've always been a train guy. I love trains.
Yeah. You said you're going to be in Massachusetts, right? With Neil, Tom? You're going to be up there?
Yeah. We're going to be up there at the end of July and then playing at Falcon Ridge with Eric Schwartz and Matt Nicola and Neil X.
Great.
Did you say Falcon Ridge?
Yep.
Is that happening?
I think it is.
Wow. Wonderful.
Well, if you're playing there, I guess it is.
I guess it's happening. That's great. That's great. Well, we're actually going to be in the Northeast around that time. Maybe we can sneak over to Neil's one day and jam with you guys. That'd be fun. You ready, Freebo?
Okay, Alan Roath, this is for you. It's a whisper you hear in the midst of your fear. It's revealing. It's a part of the heart, and it's just who we are. It's so healing. It's a power inside, always wins over pride, never judges. And it strengthens and comforts us all. That's what love is. It's a healer of souls, makes the broken ones whole and completed. It's what gives you the strength and the hope when you're feeling defeated. It's a compass and guide, and it won't be denied, so we trust it It's the light in the dark of it all. That's what love is. And it's patient and kind, and it's deaf, dumb, and blind to the madness. It's the ace of the dealer of truth. It's the healer of sadness. No, that's the last verse.
It's a place that you know.
It's a place that you know from so long, long ago, and it's free. And you feel when it's there, 'cause you're able to share from your being. And it takes us all higher, and it lifts and inspires all it touches. It's the best part of being alive. That's what love is. And it's patient and kind, and it's deaf, dumb, and blind to the madness. It's the ace of the dealer of truth. It's the healer of sadness. It's beyond right or wrong. And it's not weak or strong, it's not winning. For the young and the old, it's a brave and a bold new beginning. It's the peace and the hope, it's what helps us to cope, it's forgiveness. It's a light that will always endure. It's eternal and simple and pure. That's what love is.
Beautiful.
I love the changes in that song, man. Sticks.
Yeah, I was. You talk about we talk about songwriting earlier about about how you do it, about technique and how you come about it. I generally do the same as you. I generally start with the lyrics and find a rhythm in the lyrics, and the rhythm suggests some sort of rhythm in the. Just with the guitar and the groove, and then you find a melody that works. This was a little different. I had this 2 capo configuration going, and I just was going. And I came to.
Oh, that's.
I love that chord. And all of a sudden, out of my mouth came, "That's what love is." And I backed myself in the corner because I thought, well, if that's the last line, 2 lines before that has to rhyme. And I came up with, what a glove is, and up above is, and what a dove is. I can only think of perfect rhymes.
What a glove is. That's
what a
just
glove
such a
is.
beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful
I thought that's not going to work with "That's what love is." And I thought the song is about love, and so I called up my friend Karen Taylor Good, the wonderful songwriter in Nashville, and said, "I need some help with this. I got all the melody, I got the whole thing, I got the bridge. It's about love. I have no idea how to come about it." And she came up with all these wonderful false rhymes. You don't even realize they're false rhymes, until you really tear it apart, because they all make so much sense. And of course, once she started, you know how that is in co-writing. When she started, it got my gerbil going, went back and forth, but. I'm very, very proud of the song. I'm glad you like it, man.
Oh, it's gorgeous, man. Gorgeous. Love it.
Well, we're getting close to the end here. Does anybody have any final thoughts before we sign off for another week? This has been another beautiful evening. Thank you, Tom Prasada-RAO, for being with us. You're just such an inspiration on so many levels, musically, as a human being. I can't wait to dig into more of your music. I promise I'll get out of the 90s. I'll move on into the 2000s, but I'm really stuck on Sleeping Beauty right now.
Well, I have to thank you all, both of you, so much for this opportunity, and it was so great to hear you again, Freebo, and Alice, to hear you for the first time, and it won't be the last for sure.
No, you never heard Alice before, huh?
I have not. No.
We just, I always saw Tom. I mean, I've only been to Kerrville a couple times, but, I would see him from afar and people would speak in hushed tones about him. And I'd be like, oh, there he is, but I didn't get a chance to meet you until now. So, yeah.
Well, I can't wait till next time we're in person. Maybe the end of July we'll get to play together, and that would.
I would love that.
We'll make that DC
meet
thing
in
happen.
DC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait to turn you on to the old mansion. I mean, you're gonna be blown away. This
Yeah.
place is somewhere between a bed and breakfast, a museum, a fun house.
It's like going through the looking glass. It's
really
like there's
is.
doors that look like mirrors that are actually doors. Like it's wild.
Mm-hmm.
This is in Washington, D.C. It's called the Mansion on O Street. And Freebo and I, Freebo's good friends with the owners, and he's introduced me to them. And we're going to do a benefit show for them, streaming show. I don't think we'll be able to have an audience, although maybe we will have
You might have a
small
few
audience.
people, but it'll be mainly streaming. We'll certainly let you people know about it, Alice and Tom and myself.
But they are a nonprofit, and they do a lot of, they just host so many amazing events there, and they support artists. They do, the foundation supports artists staying there and doing like artist in residence programs. So we always try to help them out as much as we can.
Fantastic. I mean, it'll probably be a ticketed show, but I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And
Yeah.
again, we'll let you know if you're not on the email list, please, freebo@freebomusic.com. I'll put you on mine, alice@alicehowe.com. And Tom, what's yours? Your email list? You run an email list?
Yeah, you can sign up on TomPrasada-RAO.com. I send it out once every 3 years.
Well, I mean, every 17 years for the cicadas, so maybe the 3 years are up now.
Yeah, maybe you're coming out of your hibernation.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, all right, you guys. It's always hard to say goodbye,
It
but
really is. But
it's been 2 hours, and that's it, I guess. A lot of good music, a lot of good conversation. Thanks for being here, everybody. We love you. We appreciate you.
And just know that all these shows are archived, so if you want to tell a friend about it so they can watch us again.
Yeah. My mom always watches it 3 days later. She's never able to do it live because she's babysitting my nephew, so she tunes in 3 days later, so you can send it to your friends and watch anytime.
Yeah.
And next week, I'm going to be in Boston, and Freebo and I are going to do the show just us, splitting the screen just between the two of us. So
we will interview each other one
fun.
more time, try and ask each other questions that have not been asked before. That could be dangerous. I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
And who's after that? After that is Antje Duvakat.
Yes.
Who's really wonderful.
I'm going to be going to her house in Massachusetts, and she and I are going to get to harmonize together, and Freebo will be on the other side. So that'll be really fun.
But then after that will be Wendy Waldman.
Yes.
I don't know if you're familiar with Wendy, but a wonderful singer and songwriter. Had a couple excellent records back in the 70s, wonderful producer, done a lot of stuff out of Nashville. And the week after that is going to be Leland Sklar. You know who Leland Sklar is, Tom?
Yes, I do. The man with the bass.
The man with the bass. And this guy, I think he played on more recordings than any other bass player in history.
Probably, I don't doubt it.
Can't wait for
and
that.
He's a wonderful guy. He's really funny, erudite, just really a very, very cool guy. And I'm sure he's going to. I was hoping that he'd be able to play like a James. He played on almost all the James Taylor records and so many things. Phil Collins. It goes on and on. But I was hoping that he could actually play a piece of a song, and then he could show us how he came up with the bass part. But apparently,
you can't play recorded
Facebook,
music on
Facebook will kick us off.
I can't even play my own. Apparently, we got like dinged for playing our own recorded music, which is very strange and annoying.
Strange.
But yeah, then Leland, and then our very last show is going to be Mary Gaucher and Jamie Harris. So that's going to be June 16th, and that'll be the final episode. So that's our lineup.
That's the lineup.
We got it set.
Yeah.
Well, all right, y'all.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Same time, same station, 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern.
Thank you, Tom. Great
Tom,
to see you.
Really, can't thank you enough, buddy.
My pleasure.
It's beautiful.
See you in July.
Okay,
look forward
sounds
to
good.
that. That'd be great.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Good night.